Why did women contribute more when they weren't working, but contribute less now that they are working?
Forced.
Can you explain?
So I think they were forced. Yeah, I mean, a lot of husbands used to beat their wives if they didn't do what they said, and that was acceptable back then. They couldn't get divorced, and they didn't want to leave their kids with their husband. They could threaten to take everything away from them, and it was harder for women to find jobs back then versus now.
Feminism is great in concept, right? And we love women. We love to protect women. Women should be able to do whatever, like in the sense, but like the feminist mindset has also like damaged relationships and marriages and the dating culture and all of that things.
Sassy male apocalypse is really funny until we need to find husbands. Only 1 in 3 men under the age of 30 are in a relationship, whereas 2 in 3 women are in a relationship. How is this possible? Women are dating older. If you have 50 men on Tinder and 50 women on Tinder, 46 of the women will give all of their attention to 4 men. On Tinder, a man of average attractiveness has to swipe 200 times to get 1 swipe back for coffee. And if the coffee date happens, 4 out of 5 of those said coffees will ghost him. The men who are rejected at that rate indulge in more misogynistic content online and pornography. I begin to think about my brothers or my future sons. And the reality, the current situation is men are not doing well. And who wants economically and emotionally viable men the most? Women.
What's crazy to me is that this difference between what young women experience and what young men experience in dating and in relationships today is that it's just skimmed over. It's like, oh, we both have it really bad. And yeah, men have it worse, a little worse. But guys, let's be real. Just based on these statistics alone, men have it way worse than women when it comes to dating. In general, I don't think that people, especially young women, do a good job at putting themselves in young men's shoes. Because what I've seen is that there is a total lack of empathy when it comes to this issue. For example, when the loneliness epidemic was first being talked about in young men, women bashed men. They blamed men for the issue. And then women wonder why they can't find a good husband. Well, it's because when they were younger, in their 20s, and they were going through this, they just decided to stay single and build their empire.
I don't think there are a lot of husbands that are in the loud collective.
What do you mean the loud?
I think the loud collective are the women that are sleazily dressed, that are drinking too much, where people are used to being super promiscuous, where people are going out every weekend, where men are just throwing money and wasting money, or they're not dating at all, or they wish they could be dating. I think that's the loud collective. That's the majority of what people see, but that's not the majority of the truth. The collective is loud. That's out there. But I think the majority of good husbands aren't necessarily screaming how great being a husband is.
So, but I mean, you see it in the tabloids all the time. Like Arthur was just going viral for literally walking out in a laced robe that had fur that just covered her thighs.
Right.
And she's goals for a lot of people.
She's the loud collective, which is actually the minority that they're treating like it's the majority. And because that's what they continue to put in our face, now that's why she's goals for people. But what man is in line to wife that woman?
Yeah, she definitely not married.
Right.
She been baby mamaed a couple times.
That's what I'm saying. So you gotta think about when you think of somebody as a goal, what part of it is it that's the goal? Mm-hmm. Is it that they have the status? Is it the beauty? Is it the clothing? Or is it actually the life that they have? Because obviously in the love department, and I don't know her, and this is no disrespect or jabs at her. I didn't even know she had kids because I don't really think what is she saying?
She doesn't sing. She's a Instagram model.
She's a model. So this model obviously is struggling inside of the love department, right? And the truth is that a man will baby mama you, a man will smash you, a man will take everything that you're willing to give. But that doesn't mean that he respects you, and it doesn't mean that he values you. And if you are the woman that's putting yourself out there like you just want to be taken for the night or the month or the year, then that's exactly what you'll get.
I call my husband daddy in the bedroom and sir when he's handling business. I am a wife. I am soft, and I am happier, wetter, richer, and more powerful than 99% of the so-called strong, independent women screaming at me online. Here's why. And the data that will never make you settle for a combative woman ever again. Fact number 1. Women who feel led have 4 times more orgasms. Archives of behavior in 2022, this is 15,000 women, okay, found that women in relationships where the man is the undisputed leader report 4 times more orgasms per week, 70% higher satisfaction, and 3 times more likely to actually initiate themselves. Imagine that. What does this translate to? When she doesn't have to be the man, her body finally relaxes enough to flood. Fact number 2, egalitarian marriages fastest. A 20-year University of Norway study showed that couples who split chores 50-50 and take turns leading have a divorce rate 50% higher than those where the man clearly leads. Why is this? Because the polarity collapses, the tension dies, and the bedroom gets cold. Fact number 3, masculine leadership creates feminine surrender and insane loyalty. It's as simple as that. When a woman feels her man is fully in charge of direction and protection, her oxytocin, her pair bonding hormone, spikes 300%. That is the same chemical that makes new mothers for their babies. Give her that safety and she will burn cities before she ever betrays you. This is what real submission looks like in my house. He makes the money. I have some side hustles, but when my husband walks through the door, I am barefoot, voice soft, eyes up. I ask, how do you want me tonight, baby? He tells me, I obey. And I fly so high, I forget my own name sometimes because I'm not carrying the whole world. He is. Call it unfair. I call it balance. That's not weakness. It's the smartest trade that I have ever made. Men, stop dating women who hiss at the word submit. They are showing you that they never truly relax around you, that they will never give you that wild, devotional rider love that you are craving. Find the woman strong enough to kneel, secure enough to call you a king without any sarcasm. That woman isn't broken. She is rare. She is peace, and she is the last 10 out of 10 that you are ever going to need. Protect her, lead her, own her, and watch her turn in your entire bloodline into legends. That's biblical. That's biological. That is the cheat code that has been erased. So take it back.
Men saying, I've just decided altogether to avoid women. That it's better to be single, guys. They're almost like happy about the fact that they're gonna make the choice to avoid the entire gender of women because they have yet to actually resolve the war they have within themselves.
It is not because they're fighting a war within themselves. It is because they found peace with themselves. And she was so close. She was just so close to getting there because at least she's recognizing what men are saying. Because they're tired of the complaining, the double standards, the expectations, and the risk of losing everything that they've built. There is no unresolved internal war going on in these men. He just found peace and contentment on his own instead of using that energy and effort on someone else.
Here's some crazy research for you. So a third of men, 33%, a little over a third of men between the ages of 18 and 29 are not only single, but they're not actively looking for a partner. The same study said that by the year 2030, that 45% of women between the ages of 20 and 45 will be single. So I've got a question for the men because I see it all the time in my comments. Most of my comments are filled with guys saying we're done. We're not looking. We like our peace. I need some more talk from you guys. Tell me why you're done. Tell me why you don't want to have a partner in life. Tell me why it's more worth it to be single than to have a partner. Even if you weren't to remarry, just to have a partner. I mean, I've talked to a lot of men. I've got my answers, but I want to hear it in the comments. So please, drop it in the comments.
What we've seen is feminism pushing women into a male life history trajectory, into the role of breadwinner. Men who follow those trajectories get the prizes, they get the wives, they get the children, they get the good jobs. Women are attracted to men who have those resources. Women pushed into following that trajectory find that men are not looking for women for those resources particularly. They're actually looking for women who are fertile. They'll spend all their prime reproductive years following this male life history trajectory, get to their 30s, and find that all of the male peers are marrying younger women and having children with them, and they're freezing their eggs. If they manage to meet somebody on internet dating and they have to go through that, then they end up on IVF, and 50% of them end up never having children.
And once again, when you're thinking about what Sarah's saying on the It's Giving podcast, that segment, I don't know who she was talking about. I'm not familiar with that entertainer, but basically the point was, you know, she was dressed in such a way that she had a lot showing. And Sarah was making the point that, well, she's not really married. And I think, I can't remember who her name is on the other side of the camera, but she said she's actually been baby mamaed a couple of times. Sarah says, well, there you go. Well, yeah. And that's unfortunate that hasn't happened to you. And I know there's a lot of people out there in the world that would turn that into a positive. I can't disagree, because babies are a positive, right? Children are a blessing. You got to know how to, they knuckleheads, but they're, overall, they can be a blessing to you, right? Or a curse in some situations. Anyways, so she's talking about that. And you say, well, I got kids and I don't like the situation, but I like what I got out of it. Well, yeah, now, but that's not the point. The point is you're putting yourself in a terrible situation, and maybe you're making money so you can kind of pay your way out of the situation. And when I say pay your way out of the situation, I mean, you can probably buy the kids nice shoes, nice clothes, nice food, and all of that stuff. But I'm telling you right now, what money can't buy is the structure. You're going to need a good structure for the child to grow up in. And I think that's what a lot of these modern women, they don't gloss past it. What they do is like, okay, I'll just get a community. But the issue is they have a community of themselves. So all the child sees is his or her mom, and people like his or her mom. You don't really get a diversity of a man in the house, a man outside the home that says, hey, this is how it is out here in the real world. Let me be a connection for you, bridge you to other guys. If you're a man, bridge you to other guys to show you how we do it, here. Hey man, let's go, play golf or something like that, or let's go hunting. Oh, well, my dad takes me hunting. Yeah, man, but it's gonna be a different experience with us, because we just do we talk about different things that you ain't gonna be talking about with your dad, man. You might mention a couple things, and your dad give you wisdom from the point of view of an old head. That's what he's supposed to do. But you need somebody more on your level, right? To kind of mix with you and mix it up with you and all that stuff, right? So you know how to build a structure. I have this person over here, I have that person over there. Modern women don't really know how to build that, right? So they end up in a terrible position.
I never thought that I would be 43 and never been married, not engaged, not a prospect, not nothing. And I now understand those church women. Now that my daughter's in college, my son lives with his dad, I'm the only one here. And I work all day and I come home to a peaceful house. You see people's marriages, and I'm an Uber driver. I'm taking couples on dates and all of that good stuff. I had a guy in my car today that was surprising his wife and taking her to Italy and Paris. And I was just like, like, it's not about the things that he said. It's about the fact that he loves his wife. And I was just like, dang, was I like a terrible person in a former life? Like, was I horrible in my youth? Like, how come I'm not lovable? I've had men tell me that they love me, and I've had guys say they wanted to marry me, all of that good stuff, but I'm still single. And I come home alone. And I understand that I have the Lord. Trust me, I do. But at the same time, that doesn't stop the fact that I understand those church women now. I understand when a fine man walk in, it's every woman for herself. It's not a good feeling to be older and you see people around you celebrating their 10th, 15th, 20th, 30th anniversary, and you're like, yeah, I haven't made it more than 6 months.
I got stand-up young men right now, and they only 12 and 11 right now.
Yeah, boys.
But they stand up right now.
Boys,
I
not
got young
men.
niggas that
No
will.
woman can raise
But
a
they
son
will.
into a man. The only way a son can become a man is through a father. The other way is discovering it on his own. You haven't lived the male experience. You lived a female
very well
experience.
male
The female experience is more privileged than the man's position. This chick is on a stripper pole. Can a get on a stripper pole and make bread like that?
Yes, you
no,
can. Yes,
no,
you
you're
can.
speaking about the exception. I knew y'all was gonna
No,
say
okay.
that. That exception of men that actually go on a stripper pole and dance, they don't even make a fraction of the money that strippers make. So what I'm saying is facts. You don't have to work. You can sell and still make it. You live life on freaking easy mode. You don't get it. You can't raise no son. It ain't happening. You don't understand the male experience. So the only thing you can hope for is maybe some nigga that you can bag as a stepfather to raise that for you. And if not, you better hope that God is with your son to raise that into a man. If not, he ain't being no man. He gonna be like all of these other whips that y'all chicks complain about. Sassy boys. Oh, these is feminine. Oh, they're leading me on. They're selling me a dream. They're not being masculine and telling me the truth. He's gonna be like one of those y'all chicks complain about. What are you talking about? You raising a boy into a boy. He will never be a man.
I have to agree with him. A lot of women have fumbled a good man just because they let their whole friends coach them right into stupidity. Taking advice from somebody that doesn't even have a healthy relationship is insane. Your bitter, lonely ass can't keep a man as friend coached you into leaving this good man that you have, and you actually listened. And a lot of the times, ladies, y'all do not be paying attention to the signs. 9 times out of 10, this is coming from the friend that was probably in his inbox before y'all started talking, but he never wanted her and he chose you, and she's jealous behind that. A friend that wants the kind of relationship you have, and she's jealous of your relationship, and she don't want to see you happier than her. Or a friend that's waiting for y'all to break up, so at the hindsight of y'all breakup, she could jump right in his DM and hop right up on it. Yeah. Then what pisses me off is that y'all don't take advice from the friend you're supposed to take advice from. You're not taking advice from your friend Lisa that graduated Harvard, been married since her early 20s, 10 years plus married, successful marriage, got kids, career, a good life, and all that. Her advice goes in through one ear and out the other. You'd rather take advice from Victoria that lives on the 3rd floor, that's a dropout, is out here surviving off of child support checks, welfare checks, cup waters, hot Cheetos, and pickle juice. Yeah, you see how crazy that sounds? Stop letting your whole friends trick you out your spot from a good man's life. No funny shit.
Okay, so I work in a kitchen filled with men, right?
Oh, sure.
And I'm the only female chef in there.
Yeah.
So I get to observe how men communicate.
Oh, that's okay. Now we unpacking.
It's interesting. And what I noticed about your build is that you have the capacity to work and suffer at the same time.
For sure.
Right.
For sure.
Women don't.
Okay, so when you say work and suffer, elaborate. What does that mean?
You could be physically or emotionally or mentally defeated,
Drained.
but you're still
Tired,
going to
yes.
go to work, and you can still, like, you have the physical capacity to execute whatever it is that you need to do.
That's in relationships too. Yes, absolutely.
I agree.
That's in relationships. Yeah,
I
it's
agree.
not just work. It's not, yeah, it's not just occupation.
I agree.
Okay.
Men suffer in silence often.
Yeah.
Because our existence is based on what we can provide to you all.
If I took you on a first date, but I didn't want to pay for it, I wanted to split it down the middle, would you consider that a red flag?
To be honest, no, not at all. I think that especially men nowadays, they need to stand up and they need to be careful with who they're giving their money to. A lot of these women expect like shopping sprees as their first date. They are like, hey, can we go to Aventura Mall and you buy me Gucci and buy me this so you can prove that you're worthy to be my man? No, that's not how it should be. I think men are completely justified nowadays to say no and to stand their ground because they need to kind of feel out that woman to make sure that she's worth spending that money on instead of just giving a 304 a bag for the night.
So what would you recommend the amount of money a man spends on a first date is?
Nothing, man. Take her to the beach. Try to explore who she is really. And then if it goes well, maybe you could try to explore with the financials and everything. Spend a little bit of money on some lunch dates. Just know that you're spending at your own risk. You have free will to do whatever you want, but just know that if you take a girl out, you do have a chance that she's going to be able to kind of swipe all that cash from you that one night.
So if a man tells a woman, we're going on a first date, but it should be at the park, and she goes, absolutely not, I'm not doing that. What does that mean to you?
It means that she's not worth it. She's probably just some money-hungry woman who does not want a serious relationship with you. I mean, somebody who, especially for myself, if I'm seriously interested in you, I'm going to go and I'm going to do whatever you want at first. I'm going to try to get to know you. I do not care about your financials at that moment. I want to know who I'm getting myself involved with. I want to make sure you're not a criminal who's going to me either.
Do you think like because you feel that you're not like a feminist or whatever, you are better than other women?
No, I don't. I'm a pretty humble person.
Do you feel that we hate men?
A lot of what you're saying does seem like man-hating behavior.
I mean, I do think men suck. I think a lot because of the patriarchy, a lot of men have arrogance and they mistreat women. Do you agree?
No, I don't agree.
So you think men don't mistreat women?
I do not think that a majority of men mistreat women.
So
I do not.
Why do you think there are phrases like, ugh, men suck?
Because I think women are petty and dramatic.
Okay, so just because like you're going against other women doesn't mean like men are gonna choose you.
I'm not a pick-me. I'm married. I'm already sold. I'm off the streets.
The streets?
Yeah, where all you are.
So you think because I'm not married, I'm on the streets and I like really need a husband?
You're really bitterly and desperately single, yes. You're obviously not happy. Your attitude does not scream, I'm happy and I love my life.
This man said, why every time I meet a woman, she's behind on her bills or she needs help with a bill? If that's something that you're questioning and it's bothering you, upsetting you, that you have to bring it to the internet, you don't need to be meeting women right now. You need to be focusing on yourself and getting your life together so that that doesn't bother.
This is the equivalent of you walking down the street and a homeless person like, hey man, can I borrow? Can I have $1? Can I have $5? And you like, nah, I don't got it. And you're like, broke ass nigga. Me? I'm broke? Wait, hold up. I'm broke when you're begging me for money. And I'm like, nah. But you're a bum on the street. But I'm broke, I don't want to give you none. I got to get my life together. Hold up. I got to get my life together to help you get your life together. And because I can't help you get your life together, I'm a bum. But you're the one that needs to get your life together? Do women hear themselves sometimes? Like, do they, like, I'm gonna repeat this for you just in case I lost you. I'm a bum because I don't have the funds to take care of your life and my life. But you don't have the funds to take care of your life at all? That level of genjutsu does not work on me.
You know, I need to point something out because the woman, a little while ago, she was talking about not being lovable. But that was kind of what I was saying, you know, maybe a minute ago in my commentary is modern women, they're out here and they know that my kids need a village, they need structure, but they don't know how to set it up. So they just kind of do what they see on TikTok because that's what my tribe is doing. I have a social tribe. He said, how can you have a social? Women get on. That's how you go viral. That's how these women are going viral. They're running into social tribes. Oh, this woman thinks like me. She dresses like me, or she dresses like I want to dress. She talks like I want to talk. She has a life that I want to have. So I'm going to try to hustle towards that. I'm going to get in her program for $9 a month. And I'm trying to see if I can, you know, get what she has or get close to it because I want to be this person. Right. And so they're trying to build digital structures or structures in real life, but they don't actually know what they're doing because they don't really know themselves. And they just like, well, I don't know. I'm not 100% sure what I'm doing. I don't know where I'm going. But you know what? I'm going to keep on running. I'm going to keep on going to see if I can get there. And then you pop up one day and you look and realize, dang, I'm going the wrong way. And now you're questioning yourself and saying, am I unlovable? No, not necessarily. It's just maybe you need to stop before you get too far into it and say, which direction am I going? Which direction do I want to go? Okay, how do I get there? Maybe these are some questions that you should be asking your therapist instead of talking about how Chad, Brad, and Thad hurt you in the 5th grade.
That ugly money. Miss, what is it again?
You can call me D.
D, Miss D. Miss D, could you see yourself dating a man that worked a conventional 9-to-5 job?
Would I have dated a man who's worked a traditional 9-to-5? He actually worked for the city, and it was a very good job, very consistent, very stable. Bills are always paid. Things are always going to get done. Vacations can be planned, and it's consistent. Now, if you want...
Are you with him now?
No, I'm
Wasn't
not.
good enough. Drop a bomb. Damn, don't try to...
Why can I never finish?
He worked for the city and had benefits, a 401k. He was a consistent man, but it still was not enough to make you stay in that situation respectfully, queen. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I won't cut you off no more. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You know why a lot of men laugh at women and treat us like we're idiots? Okay, no, they're not. Majority of men have to deal with women like this. I'm sorry with disrespect, but if majority of men today have to choose to have the mother of their children, to build a life with you, to build a career with you, that you both can build something together for the future, to have a life with you, and you need to deal with somebody that have so many mental issues and so many body count, why would they do it? They'd rather be alone. I can't hear this, and I'll tell you why. You are mother to children. You're sitting here in the podcast saying, oh, I'm a baby girl, I'm a slave. I don't want to hear this. Because literally you disrespecting your kids. You are mother before you are for yourself. You are mother before you're something in this world, before your career. It doesn't matter, because as soon as you have the baby, you're not living for yourself. You're living for the baby, not for yourself. Okay. Your baby and your kid is the most important thing. You're supposed to protect them, love them, and protect them. It's not put yourself out there and talk about their mother like that, because you're humiliating them. I'm embarrassed as a woman to sit in a table with a woman like you.
When feminists say they don't need men, you ready for this? When feminists say they don't need men, 96% of construction workers are men. 95% of electricians are men. 95% of plumbers are men. 98% of carpenters are men. 94% of HVAC technicians are men. 97% of mechanics are men. 96% of welders are men. 91% of truck drivers are men. And we know what the other 90%
Damn right, Marge.
Yeah. 97% of roofers are men. 95% of oil rig workers are men. 90% of machine operators are men. 85% of network engineers are men. 91% of mechanical engineers are men. 86% of civil engineers are men. 96% of firefighters are men. 85% of police officers are men. 80% of military personnel are men. 90% of pilots are men. 94% of train operators are men. 92% of forklift operators are men.
Wow.
These are some of the riskiest jobs in the world.
I can tell you how men and women can't be equal. If you are to look at force in society, who would you say has the monopoly on force, men or women?
I feel like things are set up for men.
Can you indicate a time in history, ever, in the history of all of mankind, where men didn't have the monopoly on force?
Always. They're always stronger
force.
than
Yeah.
us. Oh, then yeah.
So the question, when you come down to rights, is who can enforce rights? Women can't enforce their own rights. Men have to enforce women's rights. So there can never be real equality. There can never be real equality.
what the men are.
The fact that you feel like because you're stronger than someone or you can overpower them, you're more entitled to some sort of
hang on,
thing.
listen. Inside of your society, you have rights. Those rights need to be enforced, right? So somebody doesn't violate them. Who's the enforcement arm?
Women's rights were mostly created,
It is
though,
usually physically.
in response
What
to
do you
men.
do with criminals?
I mean, you put them in jail, but
And who does that? And then who guards them while they're in jail?
I mean, I don't want to say that because I know women security guards that are rappers in jail.
You're speaking always to the exception. You always look to the outlier. It's not that there can't be some women who are on par with some men. It's that as a monolith, men are the grantors of force, the grantors of rights, and here's how. Whenever you need criminals dealt with in society, it's men who are going to be dealing with the criminals. They're going to be putting them in the jails. They're going to be enforcing your laws. They're going to be protecting you while you sleep through the military.
But have we ever given women the opportunity to be in that
the amazing
place?
part. The amazing part is right now they have all that opportunity and they still can't.
First things first, good morning. This T.I. cap. Y'all, I don't even know why y'all did it. We're going to get into that. You posting a that I've been with before, talk about some he can't eat and he got a 3-inch. Lies, that has a rocket ship. So right now, all of y'all credibility is shot at this point. Then y'all got on there posting that dress like Craig from next Friday with the jersey with the number 4 on it. For what? Y'all is going to expose these and still stay with them. This is what y'all do. You find out cheating by going through the phone, cry, throw us up, stay with them. It's the same. But one thing I can say is it ain't that much fun when a rabbit got the because I always told me that. Because there's a T for y'all. I saw that one too because I'm not biased. I had to check out both. I'm a journalist. And y'all don't look the same way that y'all do when y'all make these videos that start off, and I quote, as a man, y'all need to shut the up. When that camera was in your face and that light was flashing down and I seen every part of the edges, well, what was there? Y'all got potholes in your edges. These can't be the same in the video. Asking for a bag. I see 2 bags under your eyes. I guess the makeup and concealer in that videos be saving y'all, huh? Then y'all is in the video have in the sucking. Y'all are whores. These are y'all customers. These in return to give you no money. That's why y'all get up here complaining they weren't thrilled with their service. I think y'all is still in that identity crisis. Y'all are whores. You don't get treated like a prince. You asked for some money. He wanted some head. What's the problem?
How long y'all been together? What's wrong with this guy? What do you do for a living, bro? I own a taco shop. He owns a taco shop. What do you do? You're a legal assistant. Owner. How old are you? 24? 23. 23, look at that, perfect! Oh, f*** Kobe and Jordan, bitch. That shit. Look, all you gotta do is wisen up, man. First of all, what do you do for a living, bro? Owner, look at it, owner too. You're not stupid, right? That's your man. See, she ain't stupid. What do you do for a living? Assistant. Why don't you learn from these other assistants and the owner?
So ladies, if you're not showing the behaviors of a wife before the man puts a ring on your finger, then why would he want to put a ring on your finger? I hear so many women on the internet, in person, talk about, oh, well, I'm not doing all that because I'm not a wife. I'm not going to cook for him during the dating phase because I'm not a wife. I'm not going to support him during the dating phase because I'm not a wife. I'm not going to take him out on a date even though he done took me on 10 dates and paid for him because I'm not a wife. But what you don't realize is that during the dating phase, the talking phase, the relationship phase is when a man actually determines if you have the qualities of a wife. So if you're showing him that you're not a wife during these phases, then guess what? You're not going to get the ring. Because here's man's logic, because women's logic be dumb, right? Man's logic is, if she's not showing me wife qualities before the ring, why would a ring then suddenly make her want to start being a wife? You're either a wife or you're not. So some of y'all want to be married, but y'all be holding y'all own selves back because y'all stubborn in these messed up mindsets that literally make no sense. If you want to be a wife, you need to be a wife in training during the dating and relationship phase. Okay?
There has been no man that I have met who I felt like could give me what I wanted out of life and would be in addition to the life that I've built for myself. And that is such a peaceful place to have gotten to.
Is that a cat? I think that's a cat behind her. A cat or a dog? Anyways, what are you guys looking for? What specifically are you guys looking for? Because a lot of times I see women come on the internet and they go, oh, I've built this life for myself. I can do all this for myself. And I need a man who can give me something different than that. He can't be doing all the stuff that I can do for myself because I can already do that, right? So what are you guys looking for in addition to what you've already built or what you can do for yourself? Because I can't think of anything that you guys, I don't even think you guys know what it is that you're looking for. You just say that because it's easy to say, but you guys don't truly know what you want.
I agree. A lot of modern women don't truly know what they want. They don't truly know themselves. And so they sit up upset with men. I think modern women, sometimes they know that they need to improve on a lot of stuff. They want to see themselves as perfect. They want to see a higher form, a higher level of themselves, which you can't really fault them for that. But the only thing is, in their world, somebody has to lose. In order for me to elevate who I am, I have to elevate over somebody. I have to step on somebody. You know, it's going to be the men. Honestly, you know, some of these ladies might not start out thinking and behaving like a modern woman. But by the time they watch all of these shows, by the time they get in some of these groups, and it might happen to where they get connected with some of these ladies, like I said, who have a certain lifestyle that they want. And then the woman's telling them, oh, in order to get like me and do this, you got to do this, this, and this. And you're okay, yeah, I can do that. And easy enough. That's fine. But when the woman who's a boss babe starts to teach her a certain mindset, and with that mindset, because you work hard, work smart, find efficient ways to do things and problem solve, fantastic. But what modern women do is start teaching these ladies their actual mindset. And their actual mindset about other things is actually toxic. It's toxic, it's not healthy. And so you get that in your mindset, those little tidbits of things, and you find yourself repeating that stuff. And these modern women, it surprises them at first, but then the more they hang around, I was like, did I say that? Was that me? That it surprises them at first, but the more they hang around these modern women who are bitter, lonely, and miserable, but they take vacations so they look good, you end up like her. That's why I say it was like, is that a cat back? Yeah, that's how they're gonna end up. That's how they're gonna end up with cats. Because they're gonna be talking about, I know how to do this and I know how to do that. I can do this and I can do that. Okay, you know how to do a lot of stuff. How do you translate that into a relationship? What do you actually need and want out of a relationship? Well, I want this. Why? Well, I want to live a certain lifestyle. So the reason you want it is fickle. It's not really, you don't really need it then. There's nothing to it. There's no substance to it, basically. You don't need these things or want these things for growth and companionship. You want them because you want to look like you a rich and famous celebrity. And so in a few years, when the butterflies wear off and the fresh feeling of going to this island and going to this beach and this resort is over with, now you're going to want to leave the man talking about we just grew apart. No, absolutely not.
I actually do not think men should have an opinion at all on having children. I really don't.
And why would that be? Men do contribute to the process of creating children after all, so why shouldn't they have an opinion?
I genuinely don't think men should have any say in whether a woman has kids or not. I don't. I'm sorry.
So they don't get a choice in whether or not they get to choose to contribute, or are they talking about something else here?
If you're like, oh, I want like a whole soccer team, it's like, yeah, of course you do. You don't have to do anything. All you have to do is like, maybe for 5 seconds, like do a little something, maybe if you're lucky for 5 seconds.
So because they don't put forth as much effort in regards to birthing the child, then they don't get an opinion on whether or not the child is created?
If you were lucky enough for a woman to choose to have a child with you, you should feel so lucky, not entitled to it. You should feel so grateful and lucky and blessed and not at all entitled. Like, who are you to be like, yeah, like, she's gonna give me like this and this many kids?
I'm really starting to believe that a lot of individuals out there don't think that communication in things called healthy relationships actually exist, because many couples actually do discuss how many children they want to have.
Of course you want to be a dad. Have you seen the way society treats fathers versus the way they treat mothers? Yeah, if I could be a dad, maybe I want kids too.
Are they watching the same thing that the rest of us are watching? Because fathers are often not treated very well.
I genuinely do not think men should have any opinion at all on having children. I really don't. I really don't.
And I don't think those that are really uninformed on particular subject matters should actually speak on them. But we don't always get what we want.
Honey, what are you bringing him?
I'm hyper independent. Like, I have literally lived in 5 different cities by the time I was 30, and I moved every single time by myself. I also bought a place when I was 25, a mortgage on my own. I know how to do electrical work. I know how to patch drywall. Like, as long as I have a YouTube video, I'm good. I own my own business. I set up an LLC. I'm literally doing all these things, and when a man is literally trying to pen pal with me just to be casual, like, it gives me the ick, because like, what the f? Like, what do you have to offer? Oh, you pay for my dinner? Oh, you pay for my drinks? You pay for my trip? Okay, like, I can do that myself. The appeal is not there. Unless a man is truly making my life significantly easier, I would rather be single than be in bad company.
It's totally unappealing to men. Totally unappealing to men to say, I don't need you. I've got it all covered. Because then why would they pick you? They want to feel needed. They want to feel appreciated, right? And they want to feel valued for the masculine things that they bring to the table that you're not supposed to be doing, right? Because it's supposed to be a complementary pair. the problem here is she's not doing anything feminine.
Men, I need you guys to stop dealing with women who do not listen to you. I'm going to say it again. Stop dealing with women who do not listen to you. I do not think men realize how dangerous this actually is for not just yourself, but also the household. If a woman does not listen to you, she's never going to listen to you. She lacks respect for you. And most importantly, she does not value you. Because a woman who really, really respects you and honors you and values you, they're going to listen. They're going to take heed to what you say, and they are going to do whatever you are asking of them, if it makes sense, to better the household. I know that you may love this woman, you may have invested in this woman, you may feel like, look, I've already wasted all this time with this woman, you know, I don't really want to, you know, give her up because I've wasted so many years. Again, you need to walk away. There are men who are in jail right now because, again, they had a woman who did not listen to them, and she went out in these streets and wanted to run her mouth and be loud and say whatever, and then expected her man to protect her, and now he's in jail. So again, if a woman does not listen to you, walk away respectfully.
It does not bother me like it bothers you females when my man tells me to do something. Whatever he says goes. That's just the bottom line for me. I don't care what you guys think. You're like, oh, you're acting like a pick-me. How am I acting like a pick-me if I'm already picked? And I'm going to stay picked because at the end of the day, I honor my man. I respect him. If he tells me not to post something, I'm not posting it. If he tells me not to do something, I'm not doing it. I'm not arguing about it. I'm not going back and forth about it. Because that's the man that I chose to protect me and to provide for me and to be there for me. So I trust his word. So when he says take that down, it's going down. I'm not asking him why. His reasoning is his reasoning, and I'm trusting his reasoning on why he wants me to do something or not do something. So for y'all coming at me and saying all these weird things, it does not bother me that I respect my man. And the reason why he loves me the way he does is because he knows how I stand behind him. So I guess I am a pick-me. But he picked me.
I'm gonna let her talk, and I'm gonna explain after.
To coach our coaches' classes and sessions. Let's decode what men really mean when they say certain things. Excuse number one. If he says I'm so stressed out, he's broke. Says I'm going through a lot, he's broke. If he says I'm fighting my demons right now, he's broke. If he says I have a lot on my plate, he's broke. Last but not least, if he says I'm severely overwhelmed, what does that mean, class? He is broke. Good job. A's across the board.
Now, I'm not gonna go with the unhammered attacks and attack her figure at all. I'm just gonna speak what she said. I'm gonna attack the argument. Now, I did make a comment on her page, and here it is. And I said, nah, rich men go through other things besides finances. This applies specifically for ones who aren't rich. Hey, she's just talking about the money. Now, like I said, I wasn't going to attack her. I'm just going to attack the argument. Typically, when women say, I'm working on myself, she big as Typically, when women say, I'm battling demons, she big as And when women say, I don't feel good and something is wrong and I'm mentally going through something, you guessed it. She big as and you want to get married. Pack it up.
I've never met one genuinely good man.
Never. Okay. I can't be the only one that finds that statement a little more than difficult to believe.
Every single man I have encountered has done something absolutely horrific and minimized it.
Okay. Such as?
Every single man that I've encountered is a liar, is a perv, and does not see women as humans.
That last part. Yeah. Here's where I'm going to call it for what it is. Things that never happened. 4300, Alex. Because most men do know that women are fellow human beings, and I would go so far as to say that most men, especially in the Western world, do see women as equals. So I think there's something else behind this. But yet, has anyone else noticed they haven't actually defined what would constitute a good man?
There's no such thing as a good man.
I really feel sorry for individuals that think like this because they are quite obviously stuck in what is known as a confirmation bias, where they tend to favor the information that supports their existing beliefs. In this case, that there are no good men.
And if you think you're a good man, please explain why. I'd love to hear it.
And what good would that do? Because I have a feeling no matter how logical or rational the explanation, in my experience, when someone is very firmly attached to their own opinions, it is almost impossible to convince them that they may be wrong.
Because I guarantee you, probably 99.99% guarantee, your explanation is going to show that you are not a good man.
See what I mean?
I spoke to my wife, and she said that you guys are not going to be able to do the wax on my daughter.
So we can do it. We're not denying her like wax and stuff. I know she needs to get done for competition and stuff, but we don't have anyone available to like do it.
Okay, but it's you. I mean, Pete, you gay. We fool with you. We cool with you. You know, it's you.
Okay, I get that and stuff. But she's under 21. Like that's my thing. I don't wax anybody under 21 and stuff. She's 15 and all the other girls can see her, just not today.
But why is he forcing
The
him?
competition is in a couple of days, and she needs it done.
Come back tomorrow.
And we've already booked. You know, we got the sale, the 30% off.
Yeah.
That's definitely what made us go ahead and lock that in.
Okay, I was telling your wife that European Wax can see her. Like it's down the street.
But what's the problem? I'm giving you consent for it.
No, I don't feel comfortable waxing your daughter. It's because she's under 21.
Right.
And I get that.
Why is he forcing him?
You know, gymnasts and athletes and stuff need to like, you know, get wax under so no risk of bacteria and all that. But I won't be able to do it. I just don't feel comfortable.
Right.
That's understandable, but
What does he see saying but?
You know, and this is what modern women do. Their idea of things is warped, and they think that they are the sort of the god of your life. They're the master. They're the judge of your life. If you think back to the Lady J clip where the woman was saying there are no good men, and if you think that there are, prove to me why. Essentially what a lot of these modern women do, with no credentials by the way, is they set themselves up as experts, as judges. And if men weren't thinking, well, it's not even that men are trying to get with women all of the time. It's that men want to be seen as dependable. Men want to be seen as trustworthy. And so if somebody makes the claim, well, somebody says, well, prove to me why I should give you this job. Or somebody is, some of these brothers might not even want the job. My dad, man, he's pretty solid now, but my dad didn't. My dad used to do some questionable things. My dad used to be really mean. And so sometimes he would go and do things just because somebody said he couldn't do them. It was like a challenge. And a lot of men, I will say, that's what a lot of men have a problem with. Sometimes we do things, knuckleheaded things, because somebody says we can't do it. You know what I mean? And obviously that's all people in general, right? But sometimes men get involved in dangerous activities and stuff. But thinking about men in a positive light, somebody might say, "Oh, you can't get out. You can't do this job, man. Get out of here." And a man will go and try to figure out a way to get the job. Might not have any qualifications. That man might take a year, but he'll get in the door and get that job, right? And I'm speaking to the will and the intensity and the strength of the will and the drive of a man. So when a woman says like this, and modern women say in general, well, prove to me, that's when men back off. Hey, I'm not a creep. Hey, I'm proving to you, I'm way over here. You don't have to worry about me. And I say sometimes it's It's for regular women, for average women, it's an overcorrection, because they're like, what are you doing? I'm not crazy, I don't bite. But the man is like, yeah, but I'm trying to prove to you I'm not a threat. And it's because of stupidity, like you see that, and Lady J was calling it out, but it's stupidity that these modern women out here talking about. And they don't know their head from a hole in the ground. They're losers. Why would I even talk to you? Why would I even listen to what you got going on? You're a bum.